Hey geekies, and yeah, today we are going to be talking about our last 3 days at WASD. Right now, while this video drops, we're preparing or already at EGX and doing the all 4 days of that. So let's just get into it all. And so, we did again at WASD. We did Street Pass. So on day one, we got we got two street passes. Day two, we got a nothing, and day three, we got one. So that's the street pass stuff all covered. And what games did you play? So first off, shout out to Rael and DD Bash, who ended up being our companions throughout the entire 3 days. It was pretty cool to actually have people that we were traipsing about with, and not just completely solo. Although, in my awkward ways, I did disappear on several occasions to just go and do my own things. And day one started with me being there solo, and then catching up with them at like lunchtime because I had a bunch of things I really wanted to go do. First of those was going and playing Gladiator. So Gladiator was at WASD back in April, and I really wanted to go play it, and I didn't get a chance. Just things just got in the way, so I ended up going, and I was the first one at their table to play. It is so good. It is such a good game. I cannot wait for that to come out. I need to drop the team an email just to catch up on all of that. But yes, Gladiators is a game that you definitely need to go check out. Honestly, you won't be disappointed. After that, we walked over and we played some Dungeon Golf. So you have seen us stream Dungeon Golf. You should go and check out our interview with Tony, who is the producer on Dungeon Golf. What is Dungeon Golf? Okay, it's it's as it sounds. It's crazy golf in a dungeon. You're playing as part of a big league, and you've got multiple quirky little characters to be able to play as with their own super abilities as you progress through. And it's got some really cool, interesting concepts, such as if you defeat a monster in the dungeon with your ball, it reduces your shot count by 1. So you can basically use those to be able to get a hole in 0. And that's really freaking cool to pull off. So that was Dungeon Golf. Again, definitely check that out. Also, somewhere around here, we got a pin badge for Dungeon Golf. Thanks to finding Tony dressed up as Croco, who is one of the characters. After that, we walked over to the Sega area. So Sega was basically hosting their indie teams, and Endless Dungeon was there. So this is from the team behind Humanity, I think. Yeah, Humanity. And the other Endless games. Endless Dungeon was just awesome. So it's a roguelike. You're in this big futuristic arena. You are trying to defend. Here we go. Here's one of our pin badges. Spoiler: you're trying to defend the crystal from swarms of robots and aliens as it creeps up against the door. You've got a tower defense system where you're putting down different items to be able to either create shields, slow down, or attack the swarms as they wave on. And then you yourself have the twin stick style of combat, so you've got your own guns to be able to attack the waves as well. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed playing it. And I look forward to its release and being able to show it off to all of you, as we will be playing a lot of that game. Following that, we checked out this is the fun part, right? So we checked out a game called Zoria Age of Shattering. It is a isometric RPG in the likes of Diablo, Baldur's Gate, and all of those in that collection. It did bring its own thing to the table, so it didn't feel like I was just playing Divinity or something like that. It did have similarities, but had its differences. You've got an AP system, an action point system for the combat, so you have to figure out what you're doing in your combat, and how many action points you've got to spend. And yeah, no, we had a bit of fun. You were running around just trying to like defend the village in the demo. We did fairly well, but like normal with a lot of this stuff, we just want to run in and fight and beat things up, and we're not usually like slow and considerate, and so we very much died. um and yeah, that's what we played before lunch. Then we got to hang out with Dee Dee and Ray, and then we went and played Prince of Persia. Oh my god, that is such a freaking good game. So it feels like it's gone back to the roots of the original Prince of Persia. I don't know if any of you at home have played the original, Atari Prince of Persia. It's a 2D platformer. It is, I mean, in all honesty, it's the original Metroidvania, but we all neither here or there. But you're working through. It is a Metroidvania in this case, and I guess in a way it's probably more of a Metroidvania than the original Prince of Persia, because the original Prince of Persia doesn't have as many power-up systems. But yeah, you're running around, you're powering up, you gain new abilities, new skills, and the demo runs you all the way up to the first boss, and that boss is brutal. Chatting with the team over the weekend, out of all of the players, they only got a handful who fully got through. I went back on that boss so many times, but I just couldn't do it. But when that game comes out, we will stream. We will have you all there witnessing us finally defeat that goddamn boss, and I will be very happy to have taught it a blooming lesson. But while we were there and playing that game, we finally met up with Ben of Biggest Benus. Go follow them on Twitch, on YouTube. Go check out their podcast. It's a freaking great podcast. So Ben is a friend from uni. He's going back to 2006. We haven't seen each other since 2007. So this is like a long time in the making meetup. We were hoping to meet up at the last WASD. That didn't work, but we finally did it. So we did that. We played and chatted about Prince of Persia. And then Ben had to go off to an appointment. And then we met back up shortly afterwards and played a match of Tekken 8. Ben just basically handed my ass to me. But Tekken 8 is such a good Tekken. I am looking forward to the release, getting my practice on, and then re-challenging Ben and hopefully beating him. After that, we wandered off to play Pocket Bravery. I can't say enough about this game. The story is just incredible. The music is incredible. This is a 2D pixel brawler. So you've got your classic sort of Street Fighter-esque stuff where you've got all your combos and all of that punching in. But the story mode, now most fighting games, the story mode is here's a fight, here's the next fight, here's the next fight. Not this game. This game has really worked on giving you a really cool story, has you needing to interact and run through the actual story itself. There's a couple of fights here and there, but some of those fights are also quite unique. For example, there's a prison breakout fight where you're battling multiple enemies in more like an old side-scrolling 2D fighter rather than what you expect from a like versus battler style game. But that was really fun, really fun. It's coming out very soon and we can't wait for that. The next one we played was Knight vs Giant. These are both PQ published games. Knight vs Giant, The Broken Excalibur. So we've done a review. Go check out that review. We have live streamed a demo. We haven't yet made any content from the full game. Now, the reasoning for this is I'm concerned about spoilers because we're so far in the game. So what we're planning on doing is dropping some TikToks, like boss battle TikToks and that, just to show off bits of it, because it is good, it's really fun and I like it, but I don't want to show you the village building of rebuilding Camelot, because I don't want to spoil the characters, the ability upgrades, and all of that that's in there. Anyway, what I've just realized is I haven't explained what the hell this game is. I do explain it in the review, but it is a roguelike with city building features. And so you're going off into the realms to fight monsters, gain abilities, and save the civilians of Camelot and get them back to Camelot. Find builders who can then help rebuild parts of Camelot, and then you build up Camelot, gain additional abilities that you can set up before you enter back into the fray, and then make your runs again. So that is, that's what you want, right? That's what you want of these games. It's really cool. We then wandered over to Wired's table, and we played a game called Bulwark. So Bulwark is a real-time strategy game where you're playing as basically a blimp. You're trying to set up trade routes, rebuild buildings, get your farming, all that sort of stuff going on. And then there is, in addition to that strategy, you have to be aware of enemy AIs and that are doing similar stuff and want to basically control and dominate parts of your land. It was fun. It was really fun. The thing that I feel with RTSs in events like WASD is that you need more time with them to really get into it, and I don't think like half an hour ever feels like enough. It just doesn't. And like sometimes you've only got like 10 or 15 minutes as well at these events. So this is one where I think I will probably pick up a demo if it comes out on Steam. I think there is a demo actually for it. I need to double check. But yeah, I will pick that up and I will give that a go and see how we go. But that is, let's just double check. Yeah, that was day one. So come back for the next part when we talk about day 2. And until next time.